All right, we're getting into it. As you notice, the walls aren't closing in on me as much anymore. This is the 8th or 9th grouping of products I put together. So we're going to work on here today are some, I guess we can call them right angle stuff. I threw a couple of SDS rotary hammers in here. I didn't buy all the M18 rotary stuff. I just bought 2 of the M12s to kind of see if that was something I had an interest in. But generally, they're just it's not something that I think I'm going to use very often. I could just use a hammer drill for the concrete drilling I'm doing. But Milwaukee has a huge, extensive line of the SDS stuff for concrete work. But I'm going to talk about, there's a M18 right angle drill that I forgot to do. I didn't have it at the time to do the M12 or the time I did all the M12 right angle stuff. And so we're going to do that. We've got the new right angle impact. They make a 1/2 inch and 3/8. I only have the 3/8. This is a newer tool. And then we have the regular base Milwaukee's, which the base M18s, which I'm probably not going to love. So let's stop talking about it. Let's get into it. So if you're not familiar with the series, I'm basically trying to test and look at, and I don't even know what I call this, testing, unbox, and then we'll do more extensive testing in the future. But this is mainly just an unboxing of all of these products that Milwaukee makes, and I bought pretty much everything they make, so we're working our way through it. All right, so this is a right angle drill, which I don't think I'm going to be too excited about, but it's a 2615-21. The 21, the last number, the 1 denotes how many batteries it has. So the 1 in the 21 is for 1, and this comes with a CP. Which battery is this? Come on, let's just open it up and we can figure it out. This drill, I got my sheets all mixed up here. This M18 drill is $249 in this configuration. They also sell it with a CT battery. So this comes with the XC 3.0. So this is the bigger battery that comes with 2-year warranty on 3-year warranty on XC batteries, 2-year warranty on CP batteries. That's C as in cat, P as in Paul. So 3 configurations you can buy this tool. This configuration is $249. If you buy the CT version, which comes with 1 C series battery, just a thinner battery, less amp hour battery. It's a 1.5 amp hour battery. That one's $229, and then you can buy it tool only for $119. So the question is, they don't make a fuel in this particular tool. Is this something that I would use? And I probably could have just saved myself the pain, but yeah, I think we could live without this tool. That has a drill mode, and then I don't think this is speed. Yeah, this would be the clutch, on having the clutch spin or not. So single battery. Pretty solid looking design, but again, this is a brushed. You can always tell the brushed motors. You can usually smell them. They smell differently than the brushless fuel stuff. And this comes with an M12, M18 charger, just the base charger, not the rapid charger. So for $250, if you need a right angle drill type thing, I don't know. I don't really see a need for this. I would rather just use the bigger tool, the bigger, hammer, drill, driver, or one of the other many tools that we use for drilling and fastening that Milwaukee makes. I'd probably use over that. Now this is the one I'm excited about. The whole reason to make this video is for this one. So they make this in 3 different versions. This is a 254-22, newish tool. I think it's 3-4 months old. This is a right angle impact, so it's up to 220 foot-pounds. And that's the one thing you have to be careful with. I've learned this as I've fumbled through this unboxing series of stuff, that Milwaukee has many different specs for torque, and they're not all the same. There's nut-busting torque, there's max torque, there's peak torque, there's average torque, there's I forget what other torque spec they use, but there's a lot of them, and so in most cases you can't compare apples to apples because they use a lot of different torque specs. So, and I left my freaking knife again. Gee whiz. Every time. We'll grab the Benchmade knife instead of the Chris Reeve. So they make this tool in one version, which is a friction ring. That's the anvil type. Then in a 1/2-inch version, they're all the same price. The 1/2-inch version, they make it in a friction ring anvil and a pin detent, you know, little pin on the end of the anvil where the socket goes. So it comes in a little package like this, or a little whatever you call this thing, a little bag. And then this one, pricing wise, I feel like a mad scientist with these sheets of paper all over the place, it's 299 bucks as it comes with 2 CP 2.0 batteries. Again, this is an M12, not an M18, 12-volt tool. And that makes sense because it's a little lighter weight. This would complement your ratchets. See, the ratchets only provide, you know, 30, 40, 50 foot-pounds of torque. Where this is gonna provide you a whole lot more, but notice the size of the head, you know, much bigger. And so this replaces some of your pneumatic impact stuff, possibly, and you know, for the mechanic shops and stuff like that. I have a sneaky suspicion that this tool will get used quite a bit. The question is, do you get a 3/8 or do you get a 1/2-inch? They both have the same torque, so the 1/2-inch doesn't have any more torque output. It's the same electric motor. I don't like the pin detent. I like the friction ring. So this is the friction ring, which can be a little annoying to put a socket on at times, but it, in general, is much quicker to work with, unless you're finding yourself with a certain size socket on there all the time in a commercial environment. I think almost all of us in our DIY garage are going to want to be able to pull the sockets on and off of this. But yeah, this looks really great. 3 speeds. I guess not speeds. 3 torque options. So we're gonna have to go grab a charged battery because this doesn't have a charge on it. Let me just grab one out of the cabinet. I would think you'll probably end up wanting some of the XC, the bigger, you know, batteries for a tool like this. But I think the point of it is to keep it small and lightweight. Now maybe the battery wasn't dead. Let's try that again. There's usually a little bit of a charge on the battery. It was just off. Yeah, there's 2 bars. 1, 2. So it does have a little more speed, a little more torque as you work your way up. And then a sensing mode. Yeah, this thing is freaking awesome, man. It's super light. And you know, it's long and the head is big, so it's gonna have a tough time getting in some areas. But this has the same output and probably a very similar engine to the stubbies that I love so much. They make a 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2-inch stubby, and so this would complement those. I wasn't sure I was going to need these stubbies or use these, but I find these to be extremely useful. So this would be a complement to these guys. This is the first time I'm cross-referencing tools, and so this would go with it. And so I think I'll probably want the 1/2-inch and the 3/8 inch, so we'll probably end up doing both in the store. But these all have the same 220 foot-pounds of nut-busting torque, you know, torque to break loose a nut, which means it would have less torque, probably 150 foot-pounds or so for tightening. So they're giving you peak spec, just like a pressure washer or an amplifier or something like that. But you can tell that the operation of these are very similar. So you put that tool with these and you got yourself something special here. You know, a little right angle tool. You can see how much less of a footprint over the, say, the 3/8 inch tool. It does have less of a footprint if you're trying to get it in somewhere. Still pretty bulky. So I think that this would complement the ratchets, which are these. I like the 1/4 inch long neck ratchet the most. So you can tell this is a very functioning, or a very ratchet-like functioning, versus much more linear torque output on a torque wrench. So this is designed to just put things on, and this is designed to actually fasten by adding, you know, providing a whole lot more torque. So I think this has 40 foot-pounds of output. This is going to be have 150 or so foot-pounds of output. So that thing is freaking awesome. So let me get these out of the way so I don't confuse everybody too much. So anyway, I think I'd ordered this, but I think that the ½ inch was on back order is why I didn't get it. But the 3/8, this is certainly going to be in the store. This thing's freaking cool. I love this. Okay, so let's keep working through here. This will be one of the shorter of the Milwaukee videos because there aren't a lot of products in this product range. And now there's an M18 versions, old versions, not fuel, of these tools here. So there's a 2-speed. This is a 2-speed 3/8 and a 2-speed quarter. So let's open the quarter first, would make sense. Now these tools have a whole lot more size and bulk to them. They include an M18 battery, but these are rated at, there's 2 torque modes. Torque mode 1 is 350 foot-pounds of torque. This is on the right angle driver. Which one is this? This is 2667-22. I'm missing the, here we go. And then there's 2668. These are rated, 30 foot-pounds in mode 1, 60 foot-pounds in mode 2. And then so the 667 is the 1/4 inch. That one's rated at 350 inch-pounds and 670 inch-pounds on mode 2. So 675 inch-pounds, so you can do the math on that. I don't have my calculator here with me, versus 60 foot-pounds of torque. So let's take a look at these. So the 1/4 inch is a hex bit. So it has a universal hex bit, kind of like the surge tool or the regular sided impact. But again, they don't make these in a fuel version, not an M18, at least not yet. I'm guessing it's on the docket. Yeah, see, I mean, this looks super old and kind of cheap looking. But yeah, I knew I wouldn't like these. So that's speed 1. Torque and speed 2, so it operates quicker and provides more torque. And of course, you would put some sort of bit on, on the end here, whether it's a, like you wanted to use it as a screwdriver, or you'd put an anvil on the end of this or something like that. So you'd have this one, here's your drill driver, and then here's your impact driver. So this is rated as an impact. This does come with two batteries, 2 XC3.0s. But it's $350, $349 for either one of these. So that's the 1/4 inch version, which has the hex bit, the universal hex bit end, and the 3/8 has an anvil. Looks like same price as the 1/4, a little bit more, a little higher torque rating. Actually, I do have my calculator in my pocket. So how do we do that conversion? 675 inch-pounds, we just divide by 12, right? 675 divided by 12 would be 56. So 56 versus 60 foot-pounds on the 3/8. Yeah, so this has a friction ring, same basic setup, 2 speeds, sounds the same, looks the same, feels the same. You can smell the brushes making contact. So these are brushed machines. Yeah, I mean, even though the head of this is much larger, I would much rather have that. And plus, you're getting what 2.5 times the torque output from a 12-volt machine versus a 3/8 or versus an 18-volt and a 3/8 machine. So 3/8 to 3/8. Yeah, I mean, so clearly I want the fancy one. I'm sure you do too. Let's keep these kind of working through here. And now let's look at our rotary hammers. Even though these don't really apply to the same job, it is technically a right angle tool. I don't think that right angle tools are a category. I just made it up as I'm trying to figure out how to separate all this stuff out since we have so many of these things. All right, so they don't make a fuel version of the vac. So they make a hammer vac. I don't think they have a fuel version of it. Let's pull up our SDS sheet here. So, yeah, there's a M12 hammer vac, universal dust extractor, which will bolt onto the side of this. I'm interested to see how that works. That's basically, you know, it just sucks up the debris so you don't end up with concrete dust all over the place. But the idea or the concept here with a rotary hammer like this is it's more efficient for concrete drilling. But I would think, and this is what I was interested in, I would think I would want I would think that I would much rather have a big, heavy-duty, you know, M18 tool rather than an M12. But this is pretty compact. So you can see, versus a regular drill, it's, you know, it's designed. You've got more stability to do concrete drilling. You know, whether it's, you know, because generally to be drilling down, I guess. But this is a brushed tool. Comes with 2 XC 3.0 batteries. My price sheet here. So this version, this one is the XC version. So it's 2416-22. I'm sorry, 2412-22XC. And it's 289 bucks. 149 bucks if you buy just the tool. So I'm interested to see what the fuel version looks like. So this comes with 3.0 batteries. The fuel comes with 4.0 batteries. Both of which have a 5-year warranty on the tool, 3-year warranty on the battery. So anytime you see XC, you get a 3-year warranty. Anytime you see CP, you get a 2-year warranty. So these would, but the tools all have a 5-year warranty. Well, that's certainly a whole lot prettier looking. This looks like a pretty stout tool for a 12-volt tool. It does have regular smooth drill mode. So you have the switch on the side. So both of these tools look very similar. The footprints are a little different though. The barrel or the bulk of the body of this is a little bit longer to house the, you know, the regular the fuel motor, the non-brushed motor, brushless motor. I don't know, man. Would you want one of these in your arsenal? Being as, you know, how often am I going to drill concrete? A couple of times a year? Maybe. You know, I do, you know, put some concrete anchors, put some Tapcons in from time to time, assuming it's a whole lot more efficient. I've never actually used a rotary hammer before. I think a lot of people, if you're doing rotary hammer stuff, or you're gonna want something you plug in, or you're gonna want, you know, again, an M18 tool. So, you know, I bought these, and then I guess as I worked through the M18s, as my price tag went up and up and up, I think I just said, you know, I'll scrap the 18-volt tools. But let me grab that page and see what our options were, and then we'll do our vacuum for this. They have a bunch of them, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so they make a... So these are 5/8 and 1/2 inch. So 5/8 and then a 1/2 inch. I'm assuming they mean that's the chuck. How does this thing work? Oh, it's just inside there. I see. It's a push. So you put your bit in like this. I'm an idiot. Got it. Okay. So then they make in an M18 fuel, they make a 1 3/4 rotary hammer. They make a 1 9/16, a 1 1/8. They make a 1-inch D handle. They make a 7/8 inch. They make a 5/8 inch, so one similar size as M18 tool. So the
The 5/8 inch M18 tool does, let's see, it does impact entry is 1 foot-pound. This one, they don't give you an impact entry spec. So not a lot of specifications to compare. But again, I don't know how useful a rotary hammer is going to be for a regular dude like me who's not dealing with concrete all day. It's probably not something that we need. And so, but let's look at the vacuum since we have it. We'll kind of see how this works. So this is an option. You can just grab the hammer and put a concrete bit in here, just pop it in place and go to town, or use it as a drill, or you can bolt on this vacuum, which will help suck up all the concrete dust as you're hammering away. And now this, I believe, has its own battery. And you can buy this as a kit. And this thing cost me, oh shoot, 250 bucks, 249 bucks, or 179. So this is the 2.0. So this is the non-battery version. So I bought one without the battery. And they don't make this in a fuel, they just make it in regular. Yeah, this is way above my pay grade here. So what I do, the battery goes here. I might have to go watch a YouTube video, and I'm assuming this thing attaches somehow. Let's put a battery in here. I got an extra battery. So there's a mounting point here. I thought these things attached. Let me go take a look at how this device works. I'll be right back. This thing goes like so. Aha! Lift that up. So this will be pulled back. There we go. I'm not totally useless. Then we take our vacuum and we attach this. So we attach that onto our hammer. This comes down into place. And I put it on backwards. I don't think. Let's try this again. Do it this way. I think I'd actually probably dig having something like this around. We do. Can we lock this in place? I would assume so. Oh, so we set our depth here. That's pretty cool. So the vacuum can set depth. So our bit would come out, go into our vacuum, and so what I would do, I'd turn our vacuum on, and like this. And so there's a lot of suction right here, which sucks it up into our HEPA filter device, and then this is, I'm assuming, how we dump it. Yeah, so this will fill up with stuff, and you just dump it out. Pretty nifty. Keep you from blowing dust all over the place. Learn something new every day, people. And so then they make this in a bigger M18 version. And so there's got to be a way to flip this thing around, I would assume, as well. To be able to put this on the opposite side. And kind of adjust this up or downward to get it to fit flushly. This is locked, unlocked. And then you should be able to lock it again. Anyway, you get the idea. That's how the tool's going to work with this. So this is a $250 vacuum. And it's got some other head attachments for bigger tools. You could use for an M18 tool if you needed to. And I'm sure you can flip it around on the right side or left side depending on how you're attempting to do this. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so I don't think an SDS tool is for me, which means I don't know that it would be for you either, unless you're a real man and you've got some important stuff to do. So I don't think an SDS tool is something I want. But now we know. Now I know what it's all about. All right, so of all of these tools, yeah, I don't like any of those. I like this. So all this fumbling was worth it. That I think 3/8. The question is, you know, if you're me and you're getting all these tools and I'm able to sell these, I think I'm going to have the 3/8 and 1/2 inch in my cabinet. I think we're going to carry the 3/8 and 1/2 inch, but I think I'm going to, you know, probably pick one or the other if I'm you, to pick either 1/2 inch or 3/8. It's the same tool. It's, you know, you could always put a, you know, if you needed a 1/2 inch tool or a 1/2 inch socket for some reason. The only disadvantage is you're adding a little more bulk to it in case, you know, if it needed it to be smaller. But yeah, I think this complements really well the ratchets and then the, you know, the stubbies, having the right angle version as well. You know, in a perfect world, you'd have all of them. And you'd have some XC batteries too if you're using a lot of work or really beating the tool up. My guess is you're probably going to get quite a bit of usage out of a CP 2.0. They do make a CP 3.0 battery too, which is another option if you wanted to keep the weight down. We're doing a battery study here coming up. All right, so anyway, it helps me if you buy this. Sorry for my lack of SDS knowledge, but you know, I got a strong stomach. Go ahead and make some nasty comments about how I suck at life. But now I know what an SDS thing is all about and how to put a vacuum on it. And I realized that, you know, it doesn't really apply to what we're doing here. So it's a very specific, very industry-specific tool. So anyway, go to obsessgarage.com. It's raining pretty nasty out there. Go to obsessgarage.com. Help me out if you want to honor the source of where you found out about this information, or if you just want to keep me employed, keep me working on this stuff and taking on these crazy projects. I'd certainly appreciate it. So thanks for watching. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. Next tool series will probably be circular saws. I'll probably dig into those. Thanks for watching.